Breaking news, I repeat, breaking news. Tower Defense Simulator has, well, not really delayed an update, they've in fact outright cancelled an update. This is the first time in about 3-4 years that Tower Defense Simulator has actually cancelled or delayed an update by a significant period of time. Yeah, there's been times in the past where Tower Defense Simulator has delayed an update by about a couple of hours, but not since, I believe, Act 3 of the, not the Hexscape event, the Lunar Overture event, has Tower Defense Simulator actually been delayed. An update has been delayed. So, what, you're looking at around 2 years? So that's pretty good, I must say. But in compensation to this, Tower Defense Simulator has actually added a code amongst other things, which we'll get to later. But first, the code. So, many people, they're slightly disappointed with the fact that the code itself only gives out one premium crate. So obviously this is actually the first new code that's inspired or has been required the use of this top code here. So you go here and enter the code. So it is no Tesla, it is spelt like this, and it's best if you copy and paste it from Below Natural's Discord message, but it's just NOTESLA in all caps and then add the question mark. Probably the first time there's been a punctuation mark in a code, and it gives you only one premium crate. Again, many people are annoyed about this fact because it could have been a deluxe crate, but no, premium crate it is. And yes, it's just going to add to the pile of the amount of premium crates that I have in my inventory, which I don't like. I wouldn't even like it if it was a deluxe crate, because like I have 11 deluxe crates. I would actually I do have a proposal for this though. Like, maybe they could allow you, if you have like a certain amount of premium crates, to trade them in for a low grade crate or a mid grade crate. Just an idea, and maybe I'll expand on this in a video, not even speculating, but just proposing an idea for these useless premium crates. Anyways, as per Below Natural's Discord message, this week we'll be delaying the launch of the 1.75.0 and the Tesla Tower. Now, do bear in mind that the 1.75.0 was originally meant to contain the Tesla Tower, but it now has been split. At Paradoxum Games, we strive to provide our players with the highest quality control. Unfortunately, we feel that the balancing and design of the Tesla Tower do not yet meet the standards we want for the community. So, ergo, basically the Tesla Tower is not balanced correctly, and the design of the Tesla Tower is not up to standards, which means that they've made, or whatever, they've leaked the Tesla Tower previously with a unfinished design. The only problem is, I can now no longer find anything relating to this Tesla Tower on Discord, even though I swear it used to be here. Also, I just realised you do get a picture of, I think, the Scout's arse in the Takeover trailer, which I've never covered because, I mean, there's not really much content in it. But yeah, a full picture of the Scout's arse, I guess. To honour our commitment, the Tesla Tower update will be postponed until November. So very clearly, the developers have a timeline of updates, and it looks like the Tesla Tower update has clearly disrupted this. So my guessing is this week was Tesla Tower, next week was something else, maybe the game modifiers and challenge trials that they talk about later, and then after that was probably Halloween. However, because of that, because there's no space during October to actually move the Tesla Tower update to, it looks like they're doing it in November, which makes sense, I can't lie. And I think the interim period between October and December, having a tower update during then is actually better than doing a tower update now, because you have the highly lucrative period of Halloween and then the highly lucrative period of Christmas in December, but there's nothing really in between in November. Okay, actually, Thanksgiving, I forgot, Americans exist. But even still, the Tesla Tower does kind of plug the gap between, for most non-Americans, between October and December. In the 1.75.0 will instead be replaced by an exciting update, game modifiers and challenge trials. Now, one would speculate on what challenge trials are. The thing is, I think they've kind of already been implemented in the game. So if you go here, the takeover event, and it says show challenges, are these not challenge trials? I think maybe what the developers may do is when they implement challenge trials, it may be some sort of thing to beat any map in Tower Defense Simulator with a challenge here in a way that conforms to this. So it's similar to the quests here, but instead of getting a reward out of it, say the cybernetic crook boss or the Slayer shotgunner, you just get a certain amount of coins, which I think may be why the developers removed coins from these quests. So instead of these quests being required to give out coins, they've split it up basically. So these challenge trials may actually now give out coins. I mean, it's not obviously confirmed given the fact that, you know, you get these symbols here, but that's what I speculate. Now, I further speculate that these challenge trials may be the new way of getting the coins from what was previously in the mission quests. The reason why I think this is because the developers, they have a limited amount of time to actually add skins to Tower Defense Simulator. Now, I have met the art department of Tower Defense Simulator at the Roblox developer conference, and I can see that they are working on several skins in Tower Defense Simulator. Only problem with this is their focus is mostly on events and battle passes when they come up, because if you notice in battle passes and events there's normally about 11 skins, or even more than that actually. Sometimes there's a lot of stickers, sometimes there's a lot of charms, sometimes a lot of name tags. Now obviously that requires an intensive amount of effort, meaning that it kind of robs away from the efforts for evergreen towers and skins and like charms. This also does mean that there can only be a limited amount of mission quests that can be released for skins, meaning that effectively, because these mission quests are really the only way of progressing in Tower Defense Simulator beyond like maybe level 100 or so, it means that there is a limited amount of things that you can do in Tower Defense Simulator the higher up you are. By introducing challenge trials in the way that I think of, similar to the takeover event, it means that there is going to be content that developers can just churn out at will before any skin is released for them, and basically give some sense of completionist. But again, that's just my speculation of how I see things with the challenge trials, and basically they could just add stuff or add challenge trials without actually adding any new content. They just add, oh, beat Mason Arch on this map, oh, beat Cataclysma on this difficulty, or beat Mason Arch without the commander, for example, stuff like that. Inherently, these mission quests have been or have had to be associated with the tower in question, or something related to that tower because of the skin that it gives out. Whereas when it comes to challenge trials, it can be something else completely. Like, it can be beats this map with the Gel Towers modifier, which, you know, it's very similar, obviously, to challenge quests in the first place, like Legion here, but I don't feel like this is heavily promoted anymore, whereas challenge trials could be promoted in the future. That, or this is the new mission, the mission trials are going to replace mission challenges, or challenge trials are going to replace mission challenges, which, to be fair, I'm fully in support of, given the fact that challenges haven't been updated since like 2023. Yeah, it really needs an update. We hope you understand our decision and excited for the upcoming Trials and Halloween update. So yes, Bellow Natural Rise confirmed there's going to be a Halloween update this year, obviously. There's no update this week, only the takeover event, which makes... it's fine actually, thinking about it. This is like the 1 week where the update being cancelled actually doesn't matter as much, given the fact that the takeover event happened on a Friday, and it means that, technically speaking, the game's not really gone up without a period of a major update. I mean, really, the takeover event is not a major update, but the game's gone through a period without a major update, really, with 2 weeks between the gaps. It's not really happened yet, and it won't happen with this delay update or delay cancellation. And yes, you may have seen me do this by accident, but the developers, they've added a nude event to Tower Defense Simulator, game modifiers and trials. Interestingly enough, this is going to happen next week. Now, if you are confused why it says Thursday, September 25th at 4 AM, it's because I'm in Japan. Yeah, you may question why I've been hopping around Asia for a while. Many of you will realise I've been in Delhi, then I was in Thailand, then I am in Japan. But yeah, I'm currently sat in a hotel room in Tokyo. Hello guys, you may have seen it from my Twitter. Interestingly enough though, this update is suggested to only last 1 week, seemingly stating to us that this is a extraordinary update, and the next update after this update will happen a week after. So it looks like they're just adding this in the timeline and perhaps speeding up this development because it's easier, just to compensate for this. So fair enough. But also, that's probably the reason why there is no thumbnail. The developers had not anticipated for this update delay, so there's been no thumbnail created by anyone. I expect this to be updated once there is an update, or an updated thumbnail. But yes, a lot of disappointed people, as you could imagine, for the first cancelled / delayed update for a while. It's fair enough. I can understand their frustration, but for me, I see this as a plus, because I now no longer need to do a video when I'm traveling. Granted, I will have to do a video next week, and I might be in a different country, but that's a whole lot better than doing this at the floor of an airport. Probably either, I haven't actually even calculated if I'll be either in Tokyo or some United States of America, and I would have had to do it on an airport floor. But yeah, thank you developers for delaying an update, so I no longer need to do that. Also, Paradoxum Games, like to point out, you did make the Tesla Tower electrifying the enemies next week tweet on September 11th. You may want to change that, or like delete it outright, you know, just, or actually we need to probably save this in case it becomes lost media, but yes, this is no longer occurring. And someone did point out to me that I complained about Japanese trains being delayed. You can see here the Tokyo Shinkansen on the day that I arrived to Japan was delayed because of heavy rain. And the update has now been delayed for the Tesla Tower. So I would like to say that I'm formally cursed. Whenever I complain about something in my real life, something happens in Tower Defense Simulator which causes it to magnify. So yes, me complaining about a Shinkansen delay, the first ever train delay that I've ever seen from Japan, it has now caused Tower Defense Simulator to be delayed. Thank you very much, guys. It is totally my fault. I'll accept you on the other side.